Learning English with English Faculties.
Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today. We're going to be looking at early phonics, and not just as a list of boring rules to memorize, but really as this exciting secret code we get to crack. Reading and spelling, well, they can honestly feel like a giant puzzle sometimes, right? But once you spot the patterns, it becomes so much fun. Today, we're unlocking one of the most famous, rock-solid spelling patterns in the entire English language. So let me start things off by posing a little mystery to you. What English letter literally refuses to travel alone? Seriously, think about the alphabet for a second. Is there a letter that is just so attached to its absolute best friend that it simply won't show up in a word without it? If you have a guess, hold on to it. We are about to crack this spelling mystery wide open. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our game plan for today's explainer. First up, the alphabet's best friends. Number 2, the Q and U rule. Third, we'll ask the big question, is U a vowel here? And finally, the best part, a spelling rule pop quiz. All right, section 1, the alphabet's best friends. The letters that stick together. You see, letters, they aren't always just solitary characters doing their own thing. Sometimes they act like they have a buddy system, kind of like when you go on a field trip. And the ultimate alphabet buddies? That's right, the letters Q and U. In English, the letter Q is that buddy who never ever goes anywhere without its best friend. I mean, if Q is going to a party, U is absolutely coming along. If Q is at the beginning of a word, U is standing right next to it. It's this inseparable partnership that you are going to see over and over again as you learn to read and write. Moving on to part 2, the Q and U rule, cracking the phonics code. Okay, so now that we know they're practically inseparable, we need to figure out exactly what happens when they get together. Here is the formal rule, which we call the Q-U union. The letter Q is always followed by U, and when they stand side by side, together they produce the qua sound. Listen to that really closely. Qua. It actually sounds almost like a K and a W pushed together, right? Qua. Try practicing that sound out loud right now wherever you are. Qua. Whenever you see a Q, you know a U is right behind it, and you need to get your mouth ready to say qua. And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Let's look at these common words together and just listen to the beginning of each one. Queen, quiz, quit, quite, question, quick. Did you catch it? Qua, qua, qua. Literally every single one of these words starts with our best friends, Q and U, working as a team to make that distinct sound. Which brings us to part 3. Is U a vowel here? The rule breaker. Now this is where things get really fascinating and honestly where the Q and U buddy system becomes a bit of a rebel. Let's quickly remind ourselves of a super foundational rule of spelling. Every single written English word and every individual syllable within a word absolutely must contain at least one vowel letter. You know them, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. You literally cannot build a syllable without a working vowel in there giving it sound and structure. So the crucial point is this official spelling rule right here. Q always needs a U. Therefore, U is not a vowel here. Just think about that for a second. The letter U is almost always a vowel, right? But because U is so incredibly busy being Q's helper, its loyal bodyguard and best friend, it actually gives up its day job as a vowel. It doesn't count as the working vowel for that syllable at all. It's just part of the qua team. Let's look at a side-by-side comparison to really lock this concept in. Over on the left, we've got the word up. Here, U is acting completely normally. It's the only vowel, and it makes that short sound. But look on the right at the word quit. Q and U are teaming up to say qua. And because U is strictly being Q's helper, it doesn't count as our vowel. So the letter I actually steps in to do the heavy lifting and act as the vowel for this word. QU is our consonant sound, I is the vowel, and T is the final consonant. Pretty neat trick, huh? All right, part 4, spelling rule pop quiz. Let's test your knowledge. Okay, you've learned the rule, and you know the big secret about U not actually being a vowel when it's with Q. So let's see how well you've cracked the code. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to read you a clue, and you need to guess the word I'm thinking of. The trick? Every single answer uses our Q and U rule, which means you really need to listen for that qua sound. I'll pause after the clue to give you a chance to guess. Ready? Let's do this. Here's clue number 1. This is a female royal ruler. And of course, it starts with the qu sound. What is the word? I'll give you a second. If you guessed queen, you are absolutely right. Notice that spelling right there, Queen. Our alphabet buddies are right up front leading the charge. Fantastic job. Let's move to the next one and see how this builds. Clue number 2. This is a short test of knowledge, kind of like the one you're taking right now. It starts with the qu sound. What's the word? The answer is quiz, Q-U-I-Z. And hey, remember our special rule from earlier? In the word quiz, the U is just Q's helper. The letter I is the actual acting vowel. Awesome. You are doing great. Let's keep the momentum high here. Clue number 3. This is a word that means to stop doing something or to give up. Starts with the qu sound. What is it? Quit. Q-U-I-T. And you certainly didn't quit on this quiz. You are mastering this buddy system perfectly. Love to see it. Okay, here is your final challenge word, and it's a slightly longer one, so get ready. Clue number 4. This is something you ask when you want an answer. It starts with the qu sound. What word is it? The answer is question. Q-U-S-T-I-O-N. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that even though question is a much longer, multi-syllable word, it follows the exact same phonics rule as our short words. Q and U are right there at the beginning, sticking together to make that qu sound. The rule seriously never changes. You did an absolutely incredible job today learning about the alphabet's best friends. But before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. We saw Q and U at the beginning of words today, but can you think of any words where Q and U appear together in the middle of a word? I'll give you a quick hint. Think about the word request. Keep your eyes peeled while you're reading this week and see how many middle of the word Q and U buddies you can spot. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and keep cracking those phonics codes.